All right, it's 5 p.m. I call the meeting to order. Roll call. Bruce Hegwer here.
Walter Felding.
Lily Gracia.
Angela is online. Hi, Angela.
She's
Hi,
stuck in it.
guys.
She's here. Okay.
All right. Okay. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting?
Lily will motion.
Lily moved. Wally seconds. Any discussion? Any changes? Hearing none. All in favor of tonight's agenda, approving tonight's agenda, say aye.
Hi.
Motion carries. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes of May 12, 2026?
I can motion. I'll motion. Lily motions.
Okay.
Angela will second.
Okay. Lily moves, Angela seconds. Any discussion, any changes? I didn't see anything. Nice job. Thank you.
Did you see it?
No, I wasn't here.
Okay, cool.
So I have my notes. That's why I was gonna stay on of it.
It was just like a typo, but yeah, it looks good.
The blanket.
Yes, you got it.
I'm so sorry, Kim. I'm so sorry. You got it, girl.
I got it.
Yeah.
It says blanket instead of blanket or whatever it's supposed to. Yeah, blanket.
Okay, all in favor of approving the minutes for May 12, say aye. Aye.
Hi.
Motion carries. Public comment, anybody online?
Nope, just Angela.
Okay, finance update. I see that we don't have any bars for tonight. So let's go to payroll and accounts payable payment vouchers. Can I have a motion to approve the payroll and accounts payable payment vouchers for May and April?
Lily will motion.
I'll second.
Any questions, any discussion? I looked them over and they all look familiar to me.
I did. Okay. Usually. For the advertising, didn't say Vertex. But I wondered if it was like a sub of Vertex. No, it's
Which one is it?
Ramp Business Corporation.
That's my private Cayman's account. No, that's. I got $1.95 in it. No, Rebecca can explain Ramp.
It's actually the school credit card.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
This all was brought about from this succession plan, so I can slowly start to untangle myself from all these different reimbursement payments for things I've had to get.
We all know I brought up this.
So I.
So it has like, if it says marketing, basically we can create like different like accounts that specifically go for a purpose. So we created like an enrollment marketing one. That's like all the like Facebook ads, Google ads, stuff like that is, I think that.
Okay, so it's still the advertising through Vertex. It's just
like the direct ad purchase like through the websites. But Ramp is the credit card. So like you can see other Ramps and Mark's also, we're moving all of his subscriptions over to it.
all right. So some more of it. Excellent. All right, and then I think the only other thing that I saw was a student admission and a teacher admission. And what was? I'm sorry.
It's pretty fuzzy.
Sorry, if you want me to
I might need to roll. Oh, that's better.
So it's
Still
under
fuzzy.
Cynthia Moya.
in May.
It's still out of focus.
Yeah.
There we go.
Looking
That's
at the
getting better.
prices, I'm guessing
It was.
If it helps, it's invoice. Oh no, that's not.
Might that have been a
144.
reimbursement for field trip when they went up the tram?
Okay.
I think.
I think it is too.
Yeah. That's all I can think
It's
of it
after
being.
all the amps. So you gotta get the pages.
Oh.
We don't use Amazon much.
Nope, not at all. So that one right there.
Yeah, that's for the field trip.
Okay.
Well, thinking about the credit card, is it a bank issued credit card? Or is it issued through some other entity?
So the entity is called ramp.com. So they're kind of like somewhere where you could kind of outsource your accounts payable through or different things like that through, but they just have all the purchase card like controls and setup in place. So we did try to get it through our bank. And we did try to get through another bank, and both said we didn't have a high enough spend.
Our bank wanted us to spend 100,000 a month on it to have one.
Oh, wow.
And so, so this organization would give us like a P card with a lower spend.
And they wouldn't consider rent as part of this stuff?
No, I'm not sure we can do that on a P card. Rent. So
Is there any cash back or other benefits to
They
it?
do actually give like a little bit of cash back, but I'll have to like look into it directly, but it was just the only card basically we were able to get that was still like a purchasing card and not like a credit card.
Okay. Good. Okay. Very good. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay. All in favor of approving the payroll and accounts payable payment vouchers as presented, say aye. Aye.
Bye.
Angela said aye.
Okay, motion carries. Rebecca, financial statement reports.
So we are getting close to the end of the school year. We did meet with APS for our site visit last week for finance. And they did confirm that we would not be able to use the Perkins or CTE funds this year. And so we had been kind of like waiting on them to find out when we could start submitting reimbursement, but we're not going to be able to actually submit for those this year. So
Nobody
that's
is.
just due to APS. Basically, APS and PED are like at a gridlock, I think, for
They're
that
fighting.
money. So they're not even letting APS spend the money, so none of the charters are getting spent.
We didn't get very much anyway.
No, we didn't, but it was, I think last time we had talked about kind of waiting for those, but we won't be getting them, so. So we do just have like a couple funds this year that we did get.
Maybe next year.
So here, we just have like the statement of revenues, expenditures, and change in fund balance. Nothing too new from last year, so I will need to remove the budget for those two, but I have to wait for APS to initiate the bar. And so once they do, I'll probably just use the blanket bar approval, and then I'll let you know in the next board meeting that we got those removed. But we are waiting on them. The other thing is APS also, it hasn't even come through yet, but they did decrease our IDB award, and that's for special ed by about 5,000. And so they just said that was based on their final award, and so they had to reduce everyone's award. So we do have like a decrease in those funds that we're waiting on them to initiate, but they haven't yet, so we don't have any bars right now. So just kind of where we're at overall by fund, we'll look at this graph. So food service, we actually did pretty good on that this year, not having to pay like operating funds to cover it. So it was self-sustaining this year, which is always good.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
IDEA B, you can see that we went from like 100% to 87%. That's just anticipating that money they're gonna do the bar for. Title II, we did just have 2 teachers go to IB training last week or the week before. And so we're hoping to spend most of that down, getting those reimbursements out so we can claim that final RFR. Perkins, this is one that we're just gonna have to reclass back to operational. It's not that much money. It's, like $1,000 or something, but that is the one that they said that we're not gonna get. This 26107, it says Ed Fellows. It's not. It's like the REC grant. It's not the same fund number as Ed Fellows, but that was for the hard to staff stipends for the special education. And so we did just submit the invoice for that to get reimbursed. Library Go bonds. We did get the request to obligate funds approved, and that order was placed. So we're hoping to get those spent by June 30th. CTE, this one is the one that's going away. And then lease assistance will just reclass to the 100%. We have a little bit that we can reclass there. So that's kind of where all of our funds are at. So most of them will be, if not all, like completely spent down by 2/30. Title II, we may have a little bit of money. So here we can just see that all of our kind of cash carryover bars got approved. Our fund balance, budget, and fund balance now match for our cash funds. So those are updated in the budget now. And we've received most of the revenue to date for operating. And for the HB 33, SB 9, we'll get additional revenue. SB 9 this year, they had like zeroed out the budget and they're only letting us increase it as revenue. So I'll have like a final bar in for that once we get June's revenue as well. And then our monthly cash liquidity is staying pretty even. We're at 7.17 months of operational cash liquidity. And then for our actual expenditures by object, we don't really have too much of a change. It's been the same as it's been for a while now. And then here we have just the capital resources we received to date, and we're still anticipating receiving more money. June knows when we get kind of that bigger payment for property taxes. So that will be updated for June. And then the bank reconciliation. And that's it.
Questions, comments?
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Rebecca. Nice job as always. Okay. The other, I'm sorry.
Just ask one question. Do you expect an increase in monies from oil and gas revenues? Have they said anything?
They haven't said anything, but I mean, I would expect it, to increase maybe next year.
Yeah, I kind of look at the committee reports and stuff, and it's been very funny, strange in the last few months because they keep spouting gloom and doom, but with the war and everything, I mean, the revenues are still coming in very strong. But it's good that they're putting money away, but they keep talking like, this could go away. So I can't see any type of clawback or anything, which is the only thing I ever worry about because of our building. Well, they can't really take the building money, but the other money that we carry over. That's only happened to us once since I've been here. So, but I keep a close watch on it, and there's just still too much money coming in.
I was just wondering if they were going to change the unit value. They've done that.
Yeah. They may in the spring, but we usually don't know too far in advance.
They said it really early this year, I think. Yeah. Because they had a preliminary way back in the spring for the following year. I mean, they usually are, yeah, for next year. So, but we'll see, I guess.
Hope so.
Very good. Anything else financial, anybody? Okay, GC business, training, discussion.
I just put that in for Wally, so make sure that you guided him in the right direction.
Yeah, I got that the other day.
I sent him the link, so he start
on it.
start July 1. Because there's nothing going on right now. I looked at what offerings there
Yeah.
were between now and July 1. And there's
It'll be
nothing.
basically for the next year. So,
I had my granddaughter's graduation in Houston, so I was out.
I guarantee you will be amazed when you take these courses on.
Bruce, or do you guys just do like Canvas as well? I mean, we were able to go to that conference last year, which was pretty incredible, but the opportunity is not there this year. You just do Canvas again.
Yeah, that's what I plan on doing.
Okay.
yeah, I mean, they have that through the state, and then you could always go and pick up some stuff at the public um, public charter schools in New Mexico conference. They always offer some training days, but we do have to pay for that.
But
Okay.
this has like exactly the hours. I think they have a separate, like, new member versus a return member, so.
Yeah.
And
Right.
what great to just put on play and listen to, and then you take the quiz, and
Well,
I get through them, and I basically do a
Yeah.
section.
Yeah.
So I like them, I prefer them. So rather than conferences.
But Angela and I went to the state conference last year for charter schools. It was okay. I enjoy those kinds of things because I get to see a lot of people that I know. Well, so it's a good networking thing, but as far as actually learning people, no, but it is a good refresher too. But
I learned a lot. I don't know. It had a lot of things that maybe I wasn't aware of either. So I don't know. I enjoyed it. I was a little disappointed this year there wasn't one. I thought it was pretty neat. Like you said, good networking and good opportunities to see how other schools are operating and what else, New Mexico has to offer.
Yeah.
yeah, it's always good to talk to other school board
We do have
members,
some of
GC members too,
Yeah. Yeah.
what they're doing. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I know we don't have hardly any money in board training, but if we ever get an increase of some kind, maybe we could.
I think we have like a little bit.
It was like what, $1,500, if I remember correctly.
Well, if there's something you guys want to do, I mean, we can always put a little bit more money in there. We can carry over quite a bit.
Got a P card now.
I heard weekend trip to Durango.
All right.
Or in Gilbert.
We might even be able to make that happen. I mean, I'm doing my first worldwide international IB trip in July.
So where are you going?
Denver.
Denver.
I saved up for Denver.
That was always my family's like little getaway.
All right. Roles and officers. According to our bylaws, the officers are in position for 2 years. And then we have to reorganize our officers. So personally, I mean, I've enjoyed the last 2 years. It's been great. It's been 2 years, yeah. But I would like to step off as president, still remain on the board. But I think it would be nice, this is my opinion, strictly my opinion, if Angela or John would step in as president and vice president because they have children here. And I think they have a different perspective on things than what I do. So that would be my recommendation. If John or Angela would be up to it. we don't have to make a decision tonight because according to our bylaws, we do that at our beginning of school meeting, which will be in August. And we have to adopt our Open Meetings Act then at that time.
Okay.
And
So,
as tempting as it would be to, since John's not here and I could lose the audio for Angela, we could just vote him in. We
I don't know. I was
probably have him here.
well,
I know.
let's
I was
hope
gonna
that-
say I have until August to convince him to be president.
I can hear that trailer running.
Yeah, so anyway, that's my thinking there. So put
How
that on.
how is it like on other boards? Like, is that do they usually have a parent? Like, is that from your experience that you suggest that? I know, I understand, that we have kids in the school, so I totally understand that as well. Is that how other boards run it too?
I don't know that there's any set way to do it. That's just kind of my thinking. I know that Raj was the board president before I became board president. He was a parent. And I think
Okay.
being a parent, you bring a different perspective to the meetings. And I think in a lot of cases, you're a lot more in tune with what's going on at the school.
Sure.
So,
And we've had it both, Angela. I mean,
Okay.
it really
Okay.
doesn't matter to me. So, but we do limit our parent members to 2 with a 5-member board.
Right.
and I'd still be around to lend a helping hand if anybody needs anything or questions or whatever.
Okay.
All righty.
Let's see what I have first. Oh, you probably saw the email that I sent from New Mexico PTA. So, evidently because of non-compliance and not getting things in we should, and a lot of different reasons, they have moved to disband our PTA and we'll lose our 501c3 status. I sent the email to our current head of PTA. I've heard nothing back. And I sent it to you guys, heard some things back. So Bruce had asked an interesting question. Is this for real? Because you do get a lot of things that, hey, send us a check with all your money. But I called and it's for real. And I basically explained to the woman I talked to, I asked for the woman that signed this, but it was another person in the office and another person of authority. And basically I told her, look, I'm so sorry this happened. I do not take a big hand in the PTA because of the money. It's a very big conflict of interest. And evidently who we have now has not followed up on this, or they don't know how and everything. And basically I was told that, okay, well, just throw that letter away. We're not going to disband you. And when you have it back together with the people you want in there, if they need training or they want to come to us and ask questions or anything, we'll be there. So I'm not gonna let the PTA know that, because I think they should still be on the hook for why they haven't done anything. But I am going to I was basically told maybe a week before this that, hey, all of our terms are done. So, but according to the letter, it really wouldn't matter. They're responsible. But they were very nice. They said, okay. I said, then why does this letter so heavy-handed? She goes, because we couldn't get an answer from anybody. I said, okay, I get that. I'll be talking to you soon and we'll make sure we get in the right stuff. And what about the funds? She goes, no, just keep your funds and everything's fine. Okay. So I must be really persuasive on the phone.
Yeah.
How much money do they have?
I'm not sure. I know that they've had some fundraisers and they don't really do much for us. They don't help us with field trips anymore, which they used to. They like to set up a fun week with different clothing you can wear that week. They do that, which costs nothing. They did bring in some food on the one day for the Teacher Appreciation Week. They used to do stuff every day, but this was just one day. So I know they have some money. I don't know how much, but I'm about to find out.
Well, if they want to get rid of it, they can send it to us. Do something with it.
And I also am going to
You're talking about
request,
not the responsibility.
Right, but they need to show that they've expended it somewhere. They can send, they're donating it to the school.
Just wanted to make sure.
For
we,
teacher supplies.
Because we're doing pizza if I'm in charge of planning. Every event is pizza.
we also have,
That was
a parent Facebook page. And we've had it since I've been here, and there's always been a parent or two that have access or in charge. Well, I had one of the two parents that are involved contact me in the fall and say, hey, I don't want to do this anymore because it's just become a place where people post and complain and then they take it off real quick and all that. And plus there's a lot of ads that come through that have nothing to do with us that are being posted and all that. And the other person that's involved in it is Miss Martins. What I'm going to ask is that they give that up and let me know how it's logged into. It's really nothing that the school owns. And I do want to turn it over to somebody. I don't want to be a moderator of anything, but I want to get it cleaned up first because it does reflect on us. And then if I can turn it, or if she refuses to do that, then I want to get a parent that will approach her and say, this is what I'm going to do. And we need to get somebody in there, first of all, to take it over, and secondly, to get whoever's been involved in the past off of it.
I
So-
haven't seen anything from them in a long time.
I haven't either, but just little things, like, there was this idiot that went through the, drop-off line this morning, and just things that may not even be about us, but it's become that kind of thing instead of, it used to be, hey, I haven't heard about this. Anybody know about this? Yeah, you can get t-shirts here. But,
I haven't seen any of that.
so I would just like somebody or a couple or three parents that actually we could kind of trust to do the right
I don't
thing.
like
I'm not gonna,
Are we
dictate-
allowed to be involved in that?
you know what? I don't know who started it to begin with. I suspect it was a woman named Tara that used to work here and would do all that kind of stuff that I had to fire. And over the years, there's been several people that have had a hand in it. Raj was one of the ones for a while. Our former GC president, which was fine.
Oh,
But it just needs some type of structure and somebody to actually take it over, because we've had the school's Facebook page kind of redone by Vertex, and they're going to start working on the, I've just kind of approved the list they gave me on the website itself. I don't care whether there's a parent Facebook page or not. And I can't control what's said on there. I don't want to, but we need to have some people that will moderate it so it doesn't become just another dumping grounds for stuff. Because I see all kinds of ads for things on there that I don't even know where they come from. So, and in the past I would look, and if somebody had a question and I had an answer, I would jump in and answer it. So I would just like it to be maybe part of the PTA's responsibilities, which would be nice,
Yeah, makes sense.
because I feel right now it's just another thing floating out there.
So with the PTA, all their terms are over, so are they done, or are they renewing terms, or they're just radio silence right now, right? So
My understanding is they were all done. They're not going to do it. And so I'm going to recruit some people that will be interested in, have to get them some training and let them kind of just restart it. But they will have some funds. There'll be some structure to it. And so they should be able to do it. We had a very good PTA president whose child graduated, I think, and she left. Then we had another one that had kids here that was also pretty good. But she could be a little cantankerous, and so there was another woman here that was really interested in getting involved, and basically during the summer, she just kind of held elections with nobody knowing and appointed 2 or 3 people. And when we came back that fall, said, "Oh, we got new PTA officers," and well, I didn't know they hadn't been elected, which is against the bylaws, and they kind of took it over. Problem was,
they were pretty dedicated to school, but it was all elementary. So there was nothing for the older kids. It was all just elementary parents. So that went on. And of course, as soon as she got this going, she took her child and took her to Moriarty and moved out there and didn't come to school anymore. But she got rid of the woman she didn't like. So, and since then, it's kind of limped along. But they do a few things. They held 2 book fairs this year. So I know they made some money.
Well, I see that CIS has a Facebook page.
Yes, we do. And that
What's
one's
the
being
scoop?
kind of controlled by Vertex right now. They've been posting teacher profiles.
Yeah, I
and
see
doing
that. That's
nice stuff.
great.
Yeah.
That's great. But I see that the last post I see from Corrales International School parents that I see is from 10 years ago.
Yeah, there's been other stuff on there and they've pulled it off after.
Oh, okay. And then I see the foundation has a page, a Facebook page as well.
That's another thing I need to look into because we had meetings, we got a few people, and the woman that was really going to run it, she's worked in nonprofits and great. She's great. She was one of my students years ago, and she's got a child here. Had to have a second heart transplant, so she's been in San Diego and not involved in anything we're doing. So, but I've still got a couple people on there. I just need to see if they're meeting, and there's not a whole lot for them to do right now. So that's PTA. As part of the finance meeting we had the other day, Rebecca kind of prepared all this, and I wanted you guys to see it. It has to do with kind of the bump in the road we hit, the loss of membership, and kind of where we've been and where we are, and kind of our plan. So you can kind of see average attendance and the numbers and how we kind of steadily grew, and then last couple of years dropped off. If you could go back 5 years before this, we were probably even a little higher in the 260s and stuff before COVID. And then we kind of took a little bit of a beating after COVID and dropped down. And we were slowly building up. Rebecca and I talked about this in summer of 24 or spring of 24. I was really looking for 2025 to be a year we got back up there. I was very optimistic about our numbers, and then all the stuff happened with the parents and my kindergarten teacher and my former assistant, I guess you could call her assistant at school. And we lost, about 20 out the gates. So I'm optimistic again, hopefully with all the advertising, and we have still been registering people. We usually hit a big lull right now, but the last week we've picked up another 5, 6, 7 kids, and people are still calling. We're doing more advertising. I put in a new ad in what's the magazine called? New Mexico Kids magazine.
Yeah, I see a lot.
Yeah. We have an ad and they're going out for the July, August. It's funny, I paid about $1,100, almost $1,200 for that ad for the 2 months. And then I got a thing from Albuquerque magazine, which is the big one that goes out for a full page for $1,000 for August. And I'm thinking, we ought to do that one too. We'll see.
Were the 5 new ones you picked, or were they brand new to the school?
Yes.
Okay, so they weren't just re-enrollees.
No. We pretty much do the intent to return and do all that registration earlier in the spring. So we know the ones that have really decided to go somewhere else. Now, I still believe we're going to see quite a few of those kids come back in the fall, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But I also know that there's a number of people that won't tell us, they just won't show.
Mhm.
So we seem to be backfilling, and I've told Dawn, we're going to overfill these classes right now because last year we got caught where we had them all full and then down, and we're searching, beating the bushes for kids. And we're going to let it settle from the top this time. And then I think the back of this is more importantly kind of our strategic plan response to the enrollment. I think if that's what APS wanted to see the most, but our marketing and outreach using Vertex Education, our messaging, our digital present, family engagement, bringing everything together under a plan. And then the program visibility, getting all of our IB, our dual language, the Project Lead the Way biomedical for the older kids, our dual enrollment for the older kids.
Guys, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I'm gonna have to step out. I'm so
Okay, Angela,
sorry.
thank you. No
I'm so
problem.
sorry. I will see y'all in August and I will push on.
Well, when you're
Gone.
president, you're going to have to be a little bit more consistent.
Oh, see, I know
Not-
this is my
not-
concern. This is my true concern. I hope y'all have a great summer and I'm so sorry, but I gotta go.
Okay, thanks, Angela.
Thanks,
Have a good one.
guys. You too. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And then we're reviewing the targets and strategic plan each fall against what our actuals will be. And then depending on how things go, I've kind of been looking at something to present to the board, which might involve some grade changes for the school. Looking at our upper grades and seeing whether it can support itself or not. So, because that's where our low numbers are, is as we get into the high school. And, we have opened up now to ninth graders with the change in a lot of things we can do thanks to the legislature. And then next year we'll open up to 10th and we'll just pretty much go more of a traditional track. But if that doesn't look like it can sustain itself, maybe we'll look at K through 8 and really push for the younger kids and expanding that way. So, but we're a ways from that. It's just something I've been kind of coming up with a possible plan for to look at. So,
What would be the option for the older kids once they get to ninth grade? Where would they be?
go to a district school, another charter. If we went to that type plan, we would prepare them up through the middle years. And, if they wanted to continue with IB, there's several choices. Sandia runs a diploma program. There's New Mexico International. There's a small program in Cottonwood that does a diploma program. So there's options, but like I said, we're not there yet, but it is something I'm starting to put together at least a plan for. All right. Next, I wanted to share these with you guys. So this basically looks at progress to annual growth. And these are our iReady scores. And we took beginning of the year, end of the year, and kind of looked at where we were by grade level. So I kind of just want to briefly just go through and show you how we're doing here. And some improvements we've made, and that's a grade we took care of. So for us, we can always see where kids kind of grade out. And you can kind of see the current, the first one that I handed out there on the top is second grade, and it's math. And you can kind of see how the kids are split. You've got in the yellow, well, you've got one kid in the gray that's never completed the test for whatever reason. And then you've got one grade below grade level, then you've got early on grade level, and then mid or above grade level. That doesn't tell me as much as the blue bar you see to the left. This is basically the progress these kids have made toward typical growth. So 100% would be the typical growth you see for kids in a year at this grade level. Well, in second grade, you see the math is just over that 104. And then if you flip over to the back page of that, you see the reading, and it's 141%. So basically, typical growth, she went another, 41%. which is really good.
A question,
Yes.
if the growth is having greater than typical annual growth, then why do we have 9 students that are 1 grade level below?
Means they were probably 2 grade levels below when they entered her class.
Okay,
So she's brought them up enough.
got it.
So
Makes sense.
it's funny, and I always tease Kim about how she kills us, but we get kids at all levels because of the lottery, but we also attract a lot of kids that need extra help because we provide it, and also a lot of special ed kids because we do such a good job, and APS seems to recommend us to a lot of people.
But they went up too.
Probably from stuff you taught. Oh, you're talking about our kids. I thought you were
Not
talking
like
about
our
APS.
spreadsheet, they went up in their.
Yeah. No, I mean, we do a great
We
job.
do. We try.
Let's talk about somebody who hasn't done a good job. 3rd grade. This is a person that I had to hire middle of October with a departure of the teacher month and a half into the school year or 2 months into the school year. And I had high hopes, but she probably should send us a check back for what we paid her. A little better in the reading, but she will not be with us next year. I've already hired for kindergarten and for 3rd grade, and I have high hopes. 4th grade, it's a very seasoned teacher, 118% in math and 193% in reading. I love to see that. So you've got the education gap there, the learning gap closing. One thing this also shows me is that we need to really do a little better in math, maybe adopt a program or at least do a lot of training. That seems to be a little worse off than our reading. 5th grade's a great teacher, but we're suffering in math there. We need to get some training in there and some better things for her to do. And then she did real well in the reading. 6th grade teacher, strong, 130% in math, 221% in reading. And this is the teacher my parents complain the most about. She's mean to my kid.
But they know how to read.
Yeah. And you know what? That's all we can do. I'm so excited about 7th and 8th grade math. We hired a new math teacher last year, and he's made a world of difference. Our 7th graders coming up 146% typical growth in math. And then our traditionally strong English teachers got them up 141% in reading. And then 8th grade, which probably struggles the most because of algebra, he's got them right on typical growth for math, and she's got them 178% in their reading. We also tested 9, 10, and 11, but because of the sizes of classes, they don't give me this information because statistically, I don't have enough to show a trend. But I have seen improvement, which is nice.
Well, these kids that are 1 grade level or below,
Uh-huh.
you say they came in,
They
Maybe.
probably came in lower than that.
but as they progress through the system, so are they staying 1 grade level below?
I looked at 6th grade. That's his name.
So as we have each
Sorry.
teacher,
6th grade, they,
The 6th grade?
yeah, they advanced that out. That's
I mean, are the kids that are in the system and stay within the system for the rest of your year doing much better than the ones that enter in?
yes.
Okay. So
And of course, if the 2nd grade teacher brings them up maybe 15% above typical, okay, but the next year's teacher brings them up 25 or 50, hopefully that by a certain grade, we
got it.
have narrowed that gap enough to where they're where they should be.
That makes sense.
And of course, like you said, in fact, maybe that's a graph I should bring at some point. We've done this before is, okay, how do our kids that stay here perform against the kids that come in from the outside. You always have outliers that people come in and this
Right.
kid's just we should go out looking for the good testers, but but you do see that outperforming, us having them and they're outperforming their peers that come in.
But Wally's right. If you look at the sixth grade, you can tell that gap is a lot smaller. So there's only
It's
three kids.
I'm used to this program, actually.
And
Outstanding.
yeah, I was encouraged. It'll be interesting to see on the state testing how that reflects. I'm going to send it to a couple parents. But you always wonder too, is because of the third grade performance, we'll probably see a little dip in the next couple of years, and we'll have to work harder. Now, fortunately, my fourth grade teacher a lot of this has to do with just classroom discipline and it being out of control a lot of the time.
Yeah.
My fourth grade teacher is very much an on-task disciplinarian's got them together, so I'm hoping that'll help.
Well, this is nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This would be good for advertising. I was looking at this.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about, I need to get this out to all our new parents and all our old parents too about how this is sitting. It might be a little bit more
This would be good
selective.
PTA.
Yeah.
Look how your kids grow in the system. And they may start out below grade level. We catch them up. That's awesome. Thank you.
And then let's see what was there. Oh, my favorite building update. Some of this is kind of hearsay, but I kind of believe it to be true. So I ask, and I might even said at the last meeting, that I asked the realtor to please communicate with Explorer's realtor that there is a timeline on this. We can't just do what we did last year and wait for them to make offers that were unbelievable and then look like they're going to settle a deal and then change the terms. So if they're still interested in selling, that they need to know that we're willing to negotiate and look at this, but I need to be told. She said she's going out of town, but she'll get back to me, and sent me a flyer for a building that was too small, had two leaseors, and just didn't make any sense. So I said, no, this isn't for us. And I haven't heard from her. But talking to some other people, evidently, I had heard that maybe late spring that they were going to go out for a $55 million bond. And they're going to find this big building and put everybody in it. We all know just from what I've told you and what I've seen, they couldn't have floated a $55 million bond. They're lucky to bond at all. But evidently they're going out for some type of bond now to basically work on their bigger building for the older kids where the roof had collapsed and all that. And then the building that we were looking at, do some work on it. Well, if they're looking to do that to work on the buildings, they're not going to be selling. So I have not talked to the owner yet, but at some point we're going to have to sit down and talk. And I am going to have a meeting with 22 Beacon here in the next couple of weeks and talk to them. But this may be what we do. We purchase this one and use a good portion of that money to redo the whole thing, make it look up to par, take care of the problems with it, and then look toward next door and see what we can do, or even the lot maybe 2 doors down and expand there or whatever. That won't be me, but we can put together a plan that at least presents something for the people that come in the future. There's a lot we can do here to increase our size and start looking at increasing enrollment in anticipation of doing something else.
If you change the grade levels, do away with the high school, does it make it more feasible to stay here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Makes growth a little easier. But I've already started looking at this, and we'll have to have somebody come in and advise us. But if we take out the white fencing and go ahead and expand out a chain link fence within the current existing chain link fence. Give us a little buffer there, small one. And then look at the backside for 3 or 4 portables. And also how we can extend toward the end to put the playground in there. And things that would allow us to grow over 4, 5, 6 years in anticipation of maybe getting this lot or looking at something. I did get all excited this morning because I happened to be out there and there's a big sign for the building on the end. That's 36. I think it's about, anyway, it's bigger than us. It would need a great build out. It would take a lot to build it out because most of it's warehouse. But it could be done. It could be a place to move, except as I did a little bit more exploration, it's just for lease. It's not for sale. And it's a lot. So, so that explains why nobody's said, hey, here's a building.
Have you explored, I know the lady over here is not interested in selling, hasn't been interested in selling. But has she been approached about maybe leasing and putting some portables there?
I don't think anybody's ever talked about leasing, but she seemed to be not willing to even communicate with anybody.
Just throwing it out there.
I will meet with the owner of this building whose realtor was supposed to kind of just have a conversation with.
Yeah.
So I'll find out about that and push it if it hasn't happened. I did have a little bit of a heart attack moment. These guys over here had a trench digger going down that chain link fence line. And I thought, are they getting ready to move that fence and expand? Maybe they've got to hold that land. And then I realized, well, their machine shop, they were out testing a trench digger they'd probably fixed because they were out there and dug a hole. They were all excited, and then that was it. So, okay. And that's kind of where we are, but I will keep in communication with you guys and let you know. And if that's a decision we need to consider, I will bring it to you. Yes, sir.
APS used to have a bunch of portables they give you as long as you moved it.
They won't give them, well, they will give you a portal if they still have that many. I've always worked with Casito when I was over there about helping charter schools get them. But for a single, you can have it for free, but you have to pay them around 65 to 70,000 to have them move it and bring it to you.
It's expensive.
Yeah. And they set them up. I mean, the whole RFK charter school is nothing but portables. Well, except for the gym. And once you're in one, you don't really know. I mean, they're nice, but that would be one thing that, yeah, we would definitely look at.
They did have a bunch of them and all, like 4th Street, 2nd Street. But they're all gone.
Yeah, they got rid of all those.
Yeah, we were Southwest. We picked up 2. They were on the Bloomfield Highway, past, the junction there, about 28.
Yeah, IPS has got a few stashed around. I remember where they had them at that lot. I can't remember what that lot was called, but it's in there next to the private school there,
Yeah, and all.
Manal. And the board members are complaining. They look terrible and stuff, so they kind of switched them and moved them around, got rid of some of the worst ones and hid them in different places. So
Good job.
that's kind of where we are.
Okay, any other business? Board member comments? Have a motion to adjourn?
Rolling motions?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned at 5:55. Thanks.
That's pretty good.